Okay, shalom, shalom. Kwam Yasha'Allah, Koholoyim La Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim, Rekha HaKodash, double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who rule well and that by the Spirit taught us this beautiful truth. And just want to say, the water to all the H.I.M and Akwaf that's out here sincerely keeping the laws, the statutes and commandments of Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, to the best of their ability. This is Yachanan the Waf, just coming at you with another quick lesson, praying that it's edifying by the Spirit. And wanted to touch on, I done a video yesterday on the Passover, and I kind of left a couple of things out, but I did mention what I want to do a correction on this particular video, talking about the circumcision. Now, going into the Old Testament, because I was explaining, Exodus chapter 12, talking about how, the men had to be circumcised, things of that nature. But we're in the, this new day and time, so to speak, and these were things that was being spoken of in the New Testament amongst the, the disciples. They was kind of having a little contention about certain things. And I was watching the elders last night. This is Elder Yashawamba and Apostle Rakah. He brought up that somebody had called and asked about, being circumcised and being able to, join the, Passover and not being uncircumcised, and the apostle, kind of mentioned that somebody asked that, and the apostle Yashawama, he explained it very beautifully. Because I wanted to do a lesson on it, but I'm like, I might as well go back. Because when I saw this is what reminded me. I'm like, yeah, you know what? I should have mentioned this, you know what I'm saying, yesterday when I done mine earlier. Because this was their night class. And when I heard this, just the spirit hit me like, just do a quick little correction video on that. But Apostle Yashawamba, he explains it beautifully, so I'm just gonna play this part. I got it queued up, and he's just gonna go into it and just explain it within simply in a couple of minutes, like real simple, real straight to the point, and he explained it beautifully. So I just figured I'll just go back to the video and find the point and then just play it. And so we'll just let the elder Yashawama explain the situation as far as not being circumcised, as far as like, in this day and time, and joining the Passover, so to speak. So let's just play it, right?
We got certain. That's why, I can be gruff and shit. But my attitude, I'm just black or white. Like, I feel like you coming at us, I'm just gonna curse you out. But even me, I gotta learn to just try to work with Jacob.
Well, you from Jerusalem, so dealing with a Gentile, it's hard to come from a perspective of a Gentile sometimes.
But I want you to, I'm sorry, the circumcision. We're going to do the Sabbath service.
We'll get it going in a minute.
I want you to address that, because I promised the brother, the brother from El Paso, he had called him, somebody had called, the brother had hit him up on the thing with the circum, which I gave the brother, I quoted scriptures. Basically, a brother that's uncircumcised can be in the Passover, but you just can't salute the Torah.
Just don't pray over the, don't touch the Torah, don't salute, pray over the Torah. So if you're an
so you heard that, you can be a part of it. You just can't touch the Torah or pray, or salute, the Torah basically. So let's play some more.
Circumcised brother, which that was one of the main controversies between those who were raised as Jews and the incoming Israelite foreigners who were brought in by faith, is that you have to be circumcised. Now, when you read about John the Baptist, circumcised the 8th day, Yahushua, circumcised the 8th day, Peter, all of these men were raised in customs that were centered around the law. They were Jews. When you read about the Jews, they were responsible for forwarding the tradition associated with the law. So now that we're scattered, the Gentiles were brought in through faith, and a lot of them were uncircumcised. So does that mean, because there's a scripture, right? Uncircumcised.
I got a precept on it.
Yeah, go ahead. So shit. Yeah.
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 7. I'm going to start at verse 18. It says,
which we have brothers that weren't circumcised and got circumcised. So if you can do it and it's on your spirit, do it. But ultimately, we can't say that if you don't, you can't be saved.
Right, you're done.
Because Abraham received all of the blessings and the promises while he was uncircumcised. Keep that in mind. Go ahead.
1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 18, it says, "Is any man called being circumcised? Let him not become uncircumcised. Is any called in uncircumcision? Let him not be circumcised."
And what does that mean? If you're circumcised, that means a lot of the first bulk of Yahushai's following were circumcised. They were circumcision. Jews. Yahushai gathered from amongst the Jews who were raised as Jews first. And he was showing them the whole time, these kind of people are going to be the only ones that listen to you. It was the downtrodden, the broken, the maimed, the halt. These are the ones he was showing. He was healing those kind of people, showing them that these are going to be the kind of people that really accept of your message. He prepared them. But eventually, through the Apostle Paul, it came time to teach the scattering. The scattered Israelites weren't raised as Jews. So the Paul's ministry of grace is important for us is because we weren't raised as Jews. We need mercy. We need a grace period to where we can figure it out, get it right, and not be held to the strict letter of the law. And that can only come through the blood of Yahushai.
That's good. That goes back to Acts 15 chapter when they had that council.
Acts 15. All of Paul's letters stem from the council in Acts 15. Get it? No, I'm fucking. Go ahead.
Verse 19 says, "Circumcision is nothing, and uncircumcision is nothing, but the keeping of the commandments of the Most High Yahweh Shai."
Right.
Yeah. That was on that. Yeah. Pretty much, you had a doctrines that was rolling around like, look, unless you circumcise after the law of Moses, then you through. But that wasn't the truth.
That's like not true because Abraham.
You know what I'm saying? He was uncircumcised. He was called in uncircumcision. That's how he received the promises when he was uncircumcised.
His faith was shown while uncircumcised.
Yep.
Now he eventually got circumcised. Don't get it twisted.
Right.
So at the end of the day, if it's on your spirit, you have certain brothers that did it, but Titus didn't get circumcised. He got a book in the scriptures. You can't say a man is not a man of the Lord because he's not circumcised. But circumcision is a healthy thing. It's a custom. Right, but the true circumcision is in your spirit, your mind.
That's right.
Trimming off all of the wickedness. Like you look at these dudes' Passovers, it's all aligned with the world because they haven't cut off the fat. They're not circumcised, so they may be circumcised by the physical penis, but mentally and spiritually they're off. They're not circumcised.
That's right.
So the circumcision to focus more of is the being right with Yahweh Bashim Yahshua in the spirit, making your body a living sacrifice by the renewing of your mind.
That's right.
That's the circumcision you focus more on.
I got one more for you. Galatians chapter 5, verse 6, it says, "For in Yahushua HaMashiach neither circumcision availeth anything, nor uncircumcision, but faith which worketh by love."
There you go. Faith in what? The message. Did he rise? Do you believe he rose from the dead? You got a lot of people circumcised that walk around with fringes, but when it comes to the resurrection, they're like, "Oh, that's symbolic." I don't know if a man really raised from the dead. They don't believe that the power of Yahweh could do that.
Right.
So then at the end of the day, it's about your belief. See, Abraham's faith was rooted in the fact that he believed the Most High could raise Isaac from the dead.
That's right. That's right.
That's why he was willing to sacrifice. Because okay, you promised me all this through him. So if I put him to death, I believe you could raise him from the dead. I do it.
Right.
So he believed in the resurrection.
And also, too, part of the faith and what the elder's talking about is this. At the end of the day, Yahweh Shai is going to come and fix. That's why he said, "When I come, shall I find faith on the earth." So we got to have faith in the things that don't seem that we can't get together, or it seems off. Like, for example, damn, I got to work. I can't take off.
Yeah, you got to
have.
Come on, bro.
Your faith got to be bigger than that. You got to be bigger than that. If you can, you can. You can't, you can't. But your faith got to rest there in Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Shai, to take care of the rest. That's why when he come, he's going to fully change us, even though we're still getting better from glory to glory, from glory to glory. Then when he come, he's going to fix the rest.
He's going to fix it. Yep, and it's about your beliefs. So we'll get a few more and we're going to close it out. You got something?
Yeah. This is a
Okay. You pretty much got the picture there. I mean, it was pretty, like I said, he explained it so well. I just had to go back into the video. It was like, let me just play his part, you know what I'm saying? Because I did forget to, mention that yesterday. It didn't even, because I was just trying to explain the preparations, with your lamb, your bitter herb, your unleavened bread. And I think I may have forgotten to, get rid of the leaven out of your house. for 7 days. And what else was it? And I forgot to mention also, if there was anything left of the lamb, you would have to burn it the following morning, so I don't get a lot of lamb, because it's just me. But over the past couple of years, I just kind of, go to my garage. I get some, get my lighter fluid out, and I got like a old cast iron pan that I just put like the excess of the, bones and fat or whatever that's still left on it, because it is something left on it still, you know what I'm saying? And I just kind of, drizzle it over with the lighter fluid and set the fire to it, and and just real quick process. So you know what I'm saying? I forgot to mention that as well yesterday. But yeah, the circumcision part was the important part that I wanted to touch on, because it did kind of hit me in the spirit, like dag, I forgot to mention that and run through all that. So and it also builds me up too, because we do this once a year, so to speak, and it's kind of like after doing it for years, you know what I'm saying, you know what's going on. You pretty much you remember, it gets easier, so to speak. You know what to do, and but it's not something like we're just touching on all year long, you know what I'm saying, unless the scriptures just happen to come up as far as like what the elder was explaining as far as the New Testament, because there was some contention and little arguments that was going on at that time about whether the circumcision, because it was that important to the ones that were actually still into the law, statutes, and commandments, that went to the synagogues, you know what I'm saying. Peter and them, they were of the circumcision. They knew that they were Israelites, you know what I'm saying. But some of those, of course, heathen and Gentiles, they didn't know. Some of them didn't know. Some of them did. But, a lot of them, they were just living like the Greeks, man. You know what I'm saying? Uncircumcised. So, they were just living like heathen. So, but them just coming right into the truth right off, them believing, them, the Holy Spirit coming over them and all that stuff like that, like they received it just like how, Peter and them received it. You know what I'm saying? That's where you get, Salakia, that's where you get Peter, where the Lord, he told him to rise, kill, and eat. If you're familiar with that in the book of Acts, that's where a lot of these Christians, they get, this bullshit about you can eat anything. But they didn't know that, the Lord was talking about men, these what they would consider to be common and unclean men. They were Israelites. That's what that vision was about. And he didn't know until, those men came, when, all, the whole situation happened. That's another lesson or another, hookup, but you can go into that story, you know what I'm saying, and see what was going on at the time and how they were, you can actually probably get some good commentary on it as well. They'll give you the history of what was really going on in a lot of these commentaries. But like, hey, the elder, he just explained it beautifully, man. So I pray that was, edifying. And again, I apologize, you know what I'm saying, for not mentioning it yesterday. And with that, Kwame Yashala and the Bible Ball.